Hello everyone, Corey again here with CDS Automotive. Today we're just doing a benchtop demonstration on a technique that I found to be extremely useful when trying to track down parasitic draws in a vehicle. And for a long time, the common practice was, you would either hook your meter up in series or use a inductive amp clamp, or you could install a shunt and measure the voltage if you're going over a long period of time. And then, once the draw is present, you would basically go to the main fuse boxes and stuff and start pulling fuses one at a time to see when the draw would go away, and then you would hone in on that circuit. And a couple of issues I found with that procedure is that a lot of times, even if there's nothing wrong with the circuit, pulling the fuse out and installing a fuse back in will power up that circuit. So, if the draw takes an hour or 2 hours to become apparent and you go power up that circuit, and you may have to wait a substantial amount of time for either that circuit to power down or fully go to sleep, or you might disturb something to where that draw is now gone for a while, and it really kind of leaves you playing the waiting game or maybe even chasing your tail. So the other technique is, well, there's multiple techniques, but a more precise and efficient technique is to measure voltage drop across a fuse. And we know that if there's current flow in a circuit, that each connection has ideally a very minuscule amount of voltage drop. So you can see that we've got our power supply here, we've got our fluke meter here that we're going to use to measure a 194 license plate light bulb just as a load, and then our 7.5 amp rated fuse and a fuse holder there for demonstration purposes. So I'm going to take my meter here, set it to millivolts, DC millivolts, and you can see that we're getting some erratic readings. That's normal. What we want to do is we're going to take our test probes there, put them together. We see 0. That's fantastic. So notice that our circuit is not powered up, right? Our bulb's not on. Just to prove it to you. So there are bulbs on, and our circuit's powered up. You see we got 360 milliamps of current flow at 12.7 volts. So we're going to shut this down just for the time being, and we're going to measure the voltage drop across this fuse. Oh, sorry, get on that. And you can see on the meter there above my right hand that it is 0. Okay, so we know with our with the basics that without current flow there's no voltage drop. So in the name of parasitic draw testing, if my draw is present and I see that, and that powers any number of things, right, and all our power comes through here, I'm not concerned about that circuit up front. So let's power this up, and our bulb turns on there, and let's do the same thing. Try to get this in the same shot. Let's see if I can do this. So 4.7 millivolts you can see there on the meter. So you can see that it's not a lot, right? But it's enough to warrant concern of that circuit, and it proves that there's current flow on that circuit. So this is extremely accurate, and it will get you through the fuse box quicker than just pulling fuses out. And the other problem with pulling fuses out is that the fuse boxes aren't always easy to get to. So if you're like standing on your head underneath the dash and you're trying to get all these fuses pulled out of this fuse block, and then you got to install the fuses naturally, it's very easy to put a fuse in the wrong spot. And I'm not saying the wrong rated fuse for a certain circuit, which is definitely a possibility, but there might be an open slot with no terminals in there, and you put a fuse in there, and then once you're all done, then you've got a concern that, hey, this system doesn't work, and it seemed to work before. So then you're kind of backtracking, right? So where this, you just take your meter, and obviously it's a little easier in fuse boxes versus fuse holders, so you don't really have to hold it. You just, go right down the line, and you find the one where you've got voltage measurements across the fuse, and you know for a fact then that that circuit has current flow through it, and that warrants further inspection of that circuit. So I hope that helps somebody. If you guys like these videos, or if you've made it this far in the video, thank you so much for your time. Please consider subscribing and sharing the video. It really helps the channel grow. And thanks for watching, guys. We will see you on the next one.